All right, guys, I got my man Hayden with me today. He walked in with all of this. Guys, I've been posting looking for a transformation haircut. He walked in, I had a little bit of extra time, so we are gonna chop it all off today. All right, you sure? No turning back, yeah? There you go. All right, guys, now just to get this stuff out of the way, I'm just gonna take some bulk about where our guide is, where we kind of cut that off. And we're just gonna get some of this out the way. Get him a length we can do something with. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna section the top out of the way, do a little block graduation on this side, basically cut it just like a little mohawk mullet. We'll just taper this out, and then everything else is gonna be a little bit longer. Sectioning the top out of the way. We're gonna basically leave the back separate from the sides as well. Just go ahead and clip this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my length up here. I said he wants it a little bit longer, so we're not gonna go super short. I'm just gonna set my guide probably about 2 inches at the top of this. Keep it square, I'm not gonna round to the back. I'm only gonna cut this little section right here to begin with. Now we'll come in, diagonal section. The guide we just cut is at the top. I'm gonna pull all this out. You guys see my guide at the top. Cut it down towards the ear. I'm not gonna go too far back, as I wanna connect this length here to the line that we're cutting. So I'm kinda looking at how long this is down here. I'm gonna go ahead and get the back out of the way. We can leave that longer. I'm gonna bring this all the way over here to my guide. I'm gonna over direct it, make it a little bit longer. And also tilt out at the bottom to make it a little bit longer at the bottom of the mullet. And then we will connect the back to this. You can see we got a nice length here that this sits next to, just nice and clean. We can come in and do a taper here, and all this can stay long. All right, guys, so we're just gonna do a little baby taper right here. We're not gonna cut a ton of hair. I don't wanna like cut all this hair off or anything. Obviously, you had a lot of hair, so we're not gonna make it uncomfortable and go too far. We're just gonna taper this out. It's gonna bald out. We'll just do our same steps we always would. Just taper it right here. Just so we got a nice, something that's nice and clean on the cut. The rest can be shaggy and crazy looking. So same steps as normal. Balled out with the trimmer, coming with the shaver. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of the hair out of the way. So I'm gonna take a number 4, I'm gonna swoop all this back where I want it. I'm just gonna come in the number 4 and just lighten it up slightly. Just so we can taper into it. You guys see now it still lays in nice. I don't want to take off too much. I want everything to lay in and look right, but I'm not going to be able to taper into that much length. So you guys see now it's cleaned up. Now I can come in with my open clipper at the bottom. We're just going to do a real low taper here. So open clipper, closed, half open. Boom. I'll go to our 1 guard next. Close it up underneath. Half guard on that line to take the rest of that line out. And we started with a 4, guys, so I'm gonna come in with a 3 closed. Lighten up that line. It's not gonna take it away. We're just gonna lighten it up. 2 underneath that, all the way closed. And last but not least, a 1.5, halfway open on that last line right there. So that's it, guys, low taper. We're just gonna line up the C-cup a little bit, line up around the ear, and then the rest we're gonna leave kind of natural, long and shaggy. Just a little bit here around the ear. Everything else we're gonna allow to kind of just swoop back towards the back. All right, guys, I'm gonna spin and we'll do the same thing to the other side, and then we'll deal with all the length that we got, figure out what we're gonna do with all that. guys, so just like normal, I'm gonna split this down the middle, take it to each side. It kind of split right there. He's gonna wear it forward, so we don't want to leave too much because it's gonna obviously be right in his face. I'm actually gonna start by finding my line here. You said like eyebrow-ish?
Yeah, right.
Something like that? Okay. So we're actually gonna start a little bit different than we normally would. We'll go ahead and cut this line in down the side. And like normal, guys, we will take it up at the end, cut the middle off, up on top, taking everything up to the top. We'll have a guide on both sides. And as I get to the back, guys, I'm gonna connect the back. I'm gonna pull it up, elevate it, keep my line going straight towards the back. It's gonna connect into the back. So there's our length on one side, got a little bit of some long hair back here. So there's our length there. I'm gonna come over here and do the same thing. Both sides that we cut from taking it to each side. So now I'm gonna start here. We're gonna pull it up. We have a guide that's falling out. We pull it up, I can see my guide. And I'm gonna cut it by point cutting. We're gonna add some texture while you see my guide over here. And this should lay super nice when we get towards the front. It's gonna just lay in nice and messy. Not too short, not too long. All right, guys, so the camera stopped recording. I don't know how much I got, but we took it down the middle to each side right here. Then we bring that up to the top. And because our guide is on each side, we have a guide here and a guide here. We took it straight across, and we point cut just to add texture. So he said he's happy with the length. We shook it out. You can't really see the back, but do you want it pretty much this length, you think? I can carry that on. We can leave more. You got more. It's kind of up to you what you want to do.
Like a little bit more than this.
A little bit longer than this in the back, but so that's going to be a decent amount of this off. Okay, gotcha. It's going to look good, boy. All right, so we want to leave a little bit longer in the back. So we're going to take this guide and take it towards the back, and this is going to give me my length. And we're over directing it all the way back here. I'm just going to take a vertical section, pull it out, and I'm going to angle it down slightly like this, so that we're getting slightly longer. We're connecting to the top, but we're getting slightly longer. So take some of that guide, pull it into my next section, and see my guide. Boom. We'll just connect that all the way through. You guys can see we got a guide right here from where we cut some of the side. So that's where I'm gonna connect all this to. So I'm just gonna pull my section down. I'm gonna come through and point cut. And we're getting all this length off at the very bottom. Oh yeah, baby, this is sweet. You're looking good, my guy. All right, so you can see we got it kind of balanced out now. Go ahead and pull this out. We're just gonna double check that nothing is hanging over. Looks pretty consistent. A little bit right there. Now I'm gonna show you guys something new I got. We're add a little texture to the back, guys. I got a new thing for you guys. This is a Seancutshair Feather Razor Finger Razor. So you guys can put it actually on your finger. I haven't used it yet, guys, so bear with me. We're in the comb section. You guys know this is one of my new favorite texturizing techniques. Hold it out. Just gonna draw our hand through it to add some texture. All right, guys, as usual, we're gonna add some Statement grooming spray. Put it in here, it's gonna help with the blow dryer. We'll add a little bit of space wax, come in with the blow dryer. It's getting kind of messy looking and kind of a loose style, so. Now we're just kind of working this finished style. He wants to wear it forward in the front, so we're gonna leave it forward and just comb through it. I just want to make sure everything kind of fits, nothing looks crazy out of place. What a wedding to be in, so we gotta make sure it's right. Make sure it's not too long in your face before you leave. Think it's okay? Okay. All right, guys, just to clean it up slightly, I'm just gonna move this hair out of the way here and give him a little bit of a line down the back of the neck. Last but not least, guys, finish him off with a little powder. Just dry things up. Give it a little bit of hold in here so he's not so laying so flat. Pretty rad, dude. I like it. What do you think? I do it? That's what you wanted? Good deal. It's always a little scary, you know, cutting it off. I want to make sure you get what you want, so